Dear children, welcome to the online classes of biology. So, in the previous classes, we were studying about the male reproductive system and its parts, and also we have seen the various steps that is taking place during the reproduction, isn't it? Today, we are going to study the parts of female reproductive system. Okay, so when you see about the female reproductive system, the various parts are okay. The a pair of ovaries, then oviducts, uterus, cervix, vagina, and the external genitalia. So this much is the parts that is located in the pelvic region. Okay, and there are a pair of mammary glands that are actually structurally and functionally they help the process of ovulation, fertilization, pregnancy, birth, and childcare. Okay, so these parts that are present in the what pelvic region, that is ovaries, oviduct, uterus, cervix, vagina, and external genitalia. Okay, these are located in the pelvic region, and these parts of the system along with a pair of mammary glands, okay, they are also needed in the different processes like ovulation, fertilization, pregnancy, birth, child care, etc. Okay, so when you see the female reproductive system, pair of mammary glands are also associated with this. Okay, now next, when you see about the ovaries, okay, so the major function of ovaries are what? To produce the female gamete and also the ovarian hormones. Okay, the steroid, actually these are steroid hormones only, means hormones due to their origin, okay, they can be classified into different types. Okay, so the ovarian hormones are steroid hormones. Okay, so they ovaries main function is what? They help to produce the female gametes or ovum, and at the same time they also help in the production of female hormones, that is that we can call it as what? Estrogen and progesterone, isn't it? So these are also produced by the other ovaries. Understood? Then each ovary, if you see, it is around 2 to 4 centimeter in length and is connected to the pelvic region by a ligament. Okay, the pelvic region of the uterus by a ligament, and it's covered. Okay, the ovary is covered by a thin epithelium, and that encloses the ovarian stroma. Okay, there will be a epithelium, a covering, and in that the matrix can be called as the stroma. Okay, stroma is the matrix, and the stroma is divided into cortex and medulla. Okay, so if you see the structure, what all you can see? The uterus. Okay, then what you can see? The ovary. Okay, then you can see the uh, ovary, you can see here, and then you can also see the oviducts. Okay, oviducts are there, then uterus. Okay, then cervix, then vagina, and the external genitalia. These are the parts of female reproductive system, and the function of ovary are what? To produce the what? The ovum or egg, and also it helps in what? The production of female gametes. Okay, female hormones. Okay, female hormones, it produces the egg or ovum, and also it produces the female what hormones? Estrogens and progesterone. Okay, so the oviduct and the uterus, vagina, so this many parts constitute the accessory ducts, we have learned, isn't it, in male reproductive system also, which help in taking the what? The ovum. Okay, or it forms the way for the ovum to to come out or to release. Okay, so these forms, okay, the accessory ducts. Now if you see the oviduct, what is the other name for oviduct? The fallopian tube. Okay, fallopian tube. Each fallopian tube is 10 to 12 centimeter long, and it is extending from periphery of each ovary, okay, to the uterus. You can see this is the ovary, okay, and from the ovary you can see that is extending, okay, from this ovary, and it will get attached to the uterus. Understood? It is getting attached to the uterus, okay, and the part that is closer to the ovary is funnel shaped, and it is known as infundibulum. Okay, what is it? The part that is near to the ovary of that part is known as infundibulum. The edges of the infundibulum is having some finger like projections. They are known as the fimbriae. Okay, it is known as the fimbriae. Now the function of fimbriae is when ovum is released from the ovary, okay, during ovulation, what happen? Ovum will get released from the ovary, and this ovum is getting collected by the fimbriae, okay, to the fallopian tube. Understood? Collection of ovum after ovulation is the function of what? The fimbriae. Understood? So I told the the part which is part of the fallopian tube, which is near to the ovary, is known as what? Infundibulum, and it is having finger like projections called what? Fimbriae, and that helps in collecting the ovum or egg after ovulation. Okay, then the infundibulum will be leading to another part that is known as the ampulla. Okay, ampulla, and the last part of the oviduct that is known as isthmus. Okay, so the what are the parts of fallopian tube? The infundibulum, then comes the ampulla, and then comes the isthmus region. Okay, infundibulum, ampulla, and isthmus are the regions of what? The fallopian tube. So the fallopian tube is having what different parts like infundibulum, ampulla, and isthmus. And isthmus is joining to the uterus. Okay. So when you see the uterus, it's also known as womb. Okay. And the shape is just like like an inverted pear. Okay. And I told already it is attached, or it is supported by ligaments, and this ligaments is getting attached to the pelvic wall, okay, the body wall. Then the uterus opens into vagina through a narrow cervix. Okay, so vagina is the this part, and to this the uterus opens through a narrow canal known as cervix or cervical canal. Understood? So along with the vagina, the cervical canal is known as birth canal. Okay, birth canal. Now, the wall of the uterus, if you see, there are three different types of tissues. The external thin membranous perimetrium, okay, and middle thick smooth layer known as myometrium, okay, muscular layer it is, and the inner glandular layer known as endometrium, that is the innermost layer. Okay, so the you can see perimetrium is the external or the outside layer. Then middle layer is what? Myometrium. Okay, and the inner layer is known as endometrium. So among this, the endometrium is undergoing the cyclical change during the menstrual cycle. Okay, means we have studied that during menstrual cycle the endometrium falls off, isn't it? So that changes happens in which layer? Endometrium. And myometrium is actually needed for the process of delivery, or it exhibit, or it shows what? Strong contraction, and that results in the delivery of the baby. Okay, so these are the parts of what? The fallopian tube and the uterus. Then I told you about the cervix and the vagina. Okay, the female external genitalia is having mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, hymen, and clitoris. Understood? Now, mons pubis is what? A fatty tissue. Okay, and the labia majora, they are fleshy folds of tissue. Okay, and then the labia minora, they are paired folds of tissues just below the labia majora. Okay, and the opening of the vagina is having a membrane that is known as hymen, and clitoris is a finger like structure that lies just upper to the junction of, there are two labia minora, and just above the junction of these two labia minora you can see the clitoris. Okay, the hymen is the membrane that is torn, or that will be broken only after the first coitus. Okay, so it can be broken in women who are having a sudden fall or jolt. Okay, or any other physical activity can also what break the hymen. Now, in addition to the what the major reproductive parts like ovary, okay, uterus, cervix, vagina, etc. Okay, another important feature of human female is the presence of mammary glands. Okay, so these mammary glands are paired. Okay, and they contain glandular tissue. Means what? Glandular tissue means which secretes, which can secretes, isn't it? And they contains variable amount of fat. Okay, they can contain glandular tissue and also fat. Okay, the glands contains what? They contain glandular tissue and fat. Okay, and then each glandular tissue is divided into many, that is around 15 to 20 mammary lobes. Okay, containing clusters of cells called alveoli. Okay, so clusters of cells are there that are known as alveoli, and this alveoli are present in what? Mammary lobes. Okay, and the cells of alveoli can secrete milk, and these are stored in the cavities of alveoli. Okay, alveoli is having what? They are clusters of cells, and in them, okay, there is a space or cavity or lumen you can say, and there only the secreted milk is stored. And then this alveoli open into mammary tubules, and each tubule, okay, from different alveoli, okay, of different lobes, they join to form mammary ducts, and several mammary ducts, they join to form a wider mammary ampulla, and that is connected to the lactiferous duct, okay, through which the milk is sucked out. Okay, so there is a lactiferous duct through that the milk is coming out, and that is joined to the wider mammary ampulla. Understood? And this are formed by the joining of many mammary ducts. Understood? So in this way, the mammary glands help in what? Secreting the milk. Okay, so this much is very clear to everyone. So what we learned is the structure of female reproductive system. Okay, so the female reproductive system consists of what? A pair of ovaries, then a pair of oviducts, uterus, cervix, vagina, and the external genitalia, along with the mammary glands. Understood? So the structure of the function of ovary is what? Ovary is to produce the female gamete and also the hormones. Where they are located? On the lower abdomen, isn't it? And it's covered by a thin epithelium, and it is having a stroma. In the stroma, you can see two regions. What are they? Cortex and the medulla. Okay, cortex and the medulla. And then we have seen that the oviducts, they are also known as fallopian tube. Okay, and it's having three parts. What are they? The infundibulum, ampulla, and isthmus. Okay, so in this only fertilization occurs. Okay, fertilization occurs. That is, the male gametes will reach from this side, isn't it? And it will go this side or this side, anywhere. And wherever the ovum or egg is collected, there only fertilization takes place in the where in the fallopian tube. Is it clear? So in this way only the fertilization takes place. Okay. Then next, what? The uterus. What are the parts of uterus? Uterus is made up of three layers of, okay, or three membranes. What are they? The external membrane known as perimetrium, middle layer is known as myometrium, and the inner layer is known as endometrium. Among this, which is undergoing cyclic changes? The endometrium. Myometrium's function is they help in delivery process. Okay. Then I have also explained you the various parts of the external genitalia. Okay. So this also you have to see. Then I told you about the mammary glands. Okay. So mammary glands, they are paired and contains what? Glandular tissue and fat. Okay. Then the glandular tissue is divided into number of lobes, and in each lobe clusters of cells are there known as alveoli, and these cells of alveoli are secreting the milk. Okay, and it is stored in the cavities of the alveoli, and then this opens into the mammary tubules, and what many mammary tubules, okay, will join to form a mammary duct, and this ducts will join to form a mammary ampulla, and to which a lactiferous duct is connected, and from there only the milk is sucked out. So this much portions are very clear to you, I think. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you.